Guys, Batman month. You know what time it is. Time to review The Dark Knight, the second film in Chris Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, and my favorite Batman movie in the series, and in the Nolan Dark Knight trilogy. The Dark Knight came out in 2008, and I first saw this at the end of 2008 when I got this as an early Christmas present from from my special ed teacher at Westside Elementary, Miss Binkley. And I watched it, and then I got this movie again in 2013 on DVD. I don't have it. I don't own it, but I soon will. That's my history, and now the plot is that it picks up after a few months after Batman Begins, and there's a new villain in Gotham City, the Joker, who threatens to kill everyone unless Batman takes off his mask, shows his identity, and every day he doesn't, people will die. And so Batman, Lieutenant Goyer, and District Attorney Harvey Dent, they have to try and stop him. Now, what I think of The Dark Knight is, I love this movie. I do. This is one of my favorite sequels, one of my favorite superhero films, and one of the best Batman movies of all, ever. The best sequel ever, and the best superhero movie of all time. And this is one of the best films of the 2000s. I have to agree with the critics. This movie got extreme critical praise, broke numerous box office records, even made $1 billion, and it won 2 Academy Awards for Best Sound Editing and Best Supporting Actor for Heath Ledger's performance as Joker. Now, I want to talk about the cast. Christian Bale, he returns as Bruce Wayne and Batman, and he does a great job. I loved his performance, and I love the fighting style. When he's Batman, he's Batman. When he's Bruce Wayne, but Batman, his voice is just awesome. It's still awesome. And people say this is overrated. True, fine. But just because this movie's overrated, that doesn't mean you don't have to hate on it. Now, Michael Caine as Alfred Pennyworth. Michael Caine is great as Alfred. I have to give Christopher Nolan credit. They got a great actor take over Michael Gough's shoes. This is what when I think of Alfred, I think of Michael Caine as Alfred. Michael Gough's Alfred, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. But Jeremy Irons playing him in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and I think he'll do great, but not as good as Michael Caine. And then now we get to the big actor in this film, the late Heath Ledger as the Joker. Now, before Ledger was cast, they tried to get Paul Bettany, Lackey Holm, Adrian Brody, Steve Carell, Robin Williams to play the part, but Christopher Nolan, he wanted Heath Ledger. And Heath Ledger does a great job. He's better than Jack Nicholson. I'm sorry to anyone who's fans of Batman 1989, but Heath Ledger's Joker is amazing. I feel sorry for the next actor who's gonna be playing Joker in Suicide Squad this year. And when his voice for the Joker is incredible, his performance is just iconic. Especially with the scene with him and Batman in the interrogation room, which is, I think, is the best part of the film. That's my favorite part, the interrogation scene and the action. but it's sad that he died after making this movie. And they were gonna put him in. He was gonna be in The Dark Knight Rises, but due to Heath Ledger's death, they couldn't do it. But Chris Nolan, he dedicated the film to Heath Ledger's memory, that was very sweet. Gary Oldman is Jim Gordon. He becomes Commissioner Gordon, and that's when he does a great job. Once again, I think his performance is awesome. Maggie Gyllenhaal as Rachel Dawes. She's good. She's great, I think. But Katie Holmes, she went down. She was supposed to play the role, but she turned it down to do Mad Money, which that movie bombed at the box office. But Maggie Gyllenhaal was very great, but Katie Holmes, I wish they would get her back. Rachel even dies in this movie. Now, Aaron Eckhart is Harvey Dent Two-Face. Now, it's funny because because people, I guess one of the complaints is that Two-Face doesn't get a lot of screen time. That's true, and I agree with you, but I loved Aaron Eckhart's performance as Two-Face. Him as Harvey Dent, he was incredible as Harvey Dent, and I agree with what the Game 2K2 said in his Batman franchise review. Oh, if you don't know who the Game 2K2 is, you should check out his channel. It's a very great channel. And he was one of the YouTubers who inspired me to do YouTube videos. But he said that they should have saved him for a sequel. I agree. Then we have Morgan Freeman come back as Lucius Fox, and he does great. I love his performance. He's awesome. Now, the action in this movie is just incredible. Great action. The IMAX scenes are shot very well. It's very action-packed. It feels like a Batman. It feels more like a Batman movie than Batman Begins. Especially with this Chris Nolan Dark Knight trilogy, it feels like they're great Batman movies because of the action. And the score by Hans Zimmer is so very, and James Newton Howard, before I forget, is so amazingly well done. I love the themes in this movie. It feels more like a very awesome musical score, and the visual effects, the direction this movie goes, it's just like, it's all in your face, like bam. You have to pay attention, otherwise you'll miss it. This movie is 152 minutes long, so it's not that long. And it doesn't even feel like it's that long. The movie goes by so quickly. The movie goes by very quickly. I have to give Chris Nolan the credibility. The theme of this movie is escalation, in what David S. Goyer said. But I think the theme of this movie is chaos. And based on 289 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, this has a 94%. Wow, and it says dark, complex, and unforgettable. The Dark Knight succeeds as just as an entertaining comic book film, but as a richly crime thriller saga. Wow, and yeah, a lot of people praise this movie. There are some people who don't like it. That's fine. No harm, more power to you. But this is my favorite of the series. I love it. When you compare this to the Batman Returns, it doesn't hold up. The Dark Knight always wins. I love this movie. I love it. I'm going to give this movie an epic-tastic because it deserves it. And I guess there's one more Batman movie, guys. Bye. Like, subscribe, comment. See you around. And